Welcome to the Barents Observer and this podcast where we bring up pressing issues and look behind the headlines. My name is Atle Staalesen and today we are going to talk about Pride, about Barents Pride. And our guest in the studio today is Lars Kaupang, one of the organizers of the event. Welcome, Lars.
Thank you.
Tell us, what is Barents Pride and why do you organize it?
Barents Pride started as an idea that they wanted to have Pride in Murmansk. And then, of course, that wasn't possible, as it turned out, and as it was, and as it is. The organizers back then decided to have it in the closest Norwegian city so that it would be as close to the border as possible, which then was Kirkenes. So since 2017, Barents Pride has been arranged in September of each year. It's a action of solidarity. There's events with artists and musicians, and we are able to create platforms for them to develop and show their art and crafts and culture in the queer spectrum.
You brand the event as love without borders, but it seems to me that the borders are getting more and more closed. Is it still possible to love across this border?
Oh, that's a big question. I mean, the debate is with the organizers. I mean, because every year, of course, there's the visa thing, and it's the applications and the paper mill that we have to go through. But we have very stable and available partners, and we have been doing it now for so many years that the government and the ones we work with to get these papers, they know what and who we are. So we experience a kind of trust, and that we kind of can have a dialogue and figure out how we can solve it together should there be any problems. We can love across borders, but it's just very much paperwork.
Love with paperwork.
Love with paperwork, yeah.
There have always been Russians from Russia participating in Barents Pride, and there are so also this year, despite the difficulties. Can you say something about the Russian participants coming from Russia in this event?
It varies from year to year how many dare come. We don't want to push anyone. We want it to be free will, of course. We just want to offer a space where they can show and be part of a queer space, an event, in a safe way. So it's difficult because it's a very calculated risk that they have to do on their own. And we accommodate, we help, we can have discussions, we can contribute with the framework that I do and the safety of the partners we have here in Norway. And as the main organizer, it's my kind of responsibility with the police and the logistics and all of those things. It's a very hard question to answer because it's very calculated, everything, as one would assume in these times, in these trying times. But we're very happy that even after the war started in 22, that we can keep on inviting people, and they can show their art, they can play their music, and they can show a queer movie, and we can create this together. And that makes it all worth it for everyone. Yeah.
You talk quite a lot with people from the LGBTQ plus community and activists coming from Russia. How would you describe their situation in their home country?
It's like yesterday at the opening ceremony, they made a movie because they didn't want, of course, to be seen. So they made a movie where voices they were reading text, and it was lyricked in English, and some pictures and clips from previous Barents Prides. They talk most about please don't forget us, please don't leave us, please work with us, and we can continue to create something beautiful together because we still exist, and we still want it to be. We just want to exist, yeah. And we also believe that they should exist.
You have organized this Barents Pride, this event, for 8 years. In this period, in these years, there have been tremendous changes in our region. How has Barents Pride changed over these years?
And I have to stand corrected because I have been corrected on the amount of years. It has been hosted for 9, but in 2020, because of COVID, no one came. And that was also the first year with the border demonstration that we also had yesterday at Storskog in Norway. I mean, how it's changed. I mean, it's like I, of course, mentioned the paperwork. There's more of it now. But in my 5 years as the project manager on the Norwegian side and the full 9 years of the festival, it's, I mean, the biggest change is the risk. And the biggest change is the danger that they put themselves in by just coming. And like yesterday at the Storskog, which is an open and announced event that we're going to the demonstration in Storskog, they forget themselves. They have enthusiasm, they get adrenaline. Sometimes it then can feel like herding sheep. Yeah. Trying to remind them to stay calm, don't do something you will regret. Because we've had activists run up on stage after the parade because they were so frustrated or had so many emotions. And it's not that we want to limit them, but we want to kind of be in the corner and say, okay, but you're actually going back to Russia, so you have to be careful. We know it's emotional, we know it's a lot, but after everything that also has happened since 22, sanctions and restrictions, it's dangerous. So maybe not act on all the emotions, even though we understand that you will. And we here in Norway have a privilege that we have our right to talk. But yeah, we don't limit, we try to consult them.
Approximately how many people are we talking about, Russians and Norwegians and from other countries? Has the event grown bigger?
It has grown bigger, but there have also been some ups and downs because it can vary from year to year. But in total, with the people that now live outside of Russia and the ones coming from inside Russia, and the Norwegian organizers and partners who contribute to help make it work, this year I think we're up to almost 80 people. Yeah, so I think it's growing in amounts of people, and it's also becoming insanely expensive. So yeah, we're trying to keep it in both ends. Yeah.
The situation for LGBTQ plus people is difficult not only in Russia but also in other countries, including in Europe. How is the Pride community in Norway and the Nordic region? Can we see a setback for queer people also in our countries?
I mean, through Arctic Pride, which is the kind of main organizer that I work for and manage the project that is Barents Pride, we are a part of a community both with Scandinavian, Nordic and European Pride organizers. So we meet when we can and when we have the funds, because someone get some cuts in funding and have to not attend the conference. But we talk regularly and we have discussions regarding the politics and how fragile everything is. I was in a meeting now before the election in Norway, which we were discussing, okay, but what if? They will slash the funding, the LGBTQI funds will be nothing, most likely. How do we handle it? How do we have to rally, we have to say it out loud, we have to try and make them understand that this is important work, but it is very fragile. So on election night, even though we live in Norway and it is safe, and even though they would cut in the funds and everything, it would change the way we had to work and it would be harder to work. When the first polls came in at 9 that evening, I cried. Because I was like, okay, then the fight still continues, but at least we don't have to fight all over again to get the funds. Yeah, so it's fragile.
How can we promote and strengthen the rights and freedoms of queer people? What needs to be done?
It's a big question. Support each other, see each other, and stand with one another, regardless of minorities, backgrounds, nationality, because we're very much stronger together. So we can't, I mean, even just in the north of Norway, we have some local organizers who kind of stray because they don't want to be a part of, they want to manage themselves and they want to not feel like they have to answer to anyone. I mean, it sounds like I'm a controlling hag, I'm really not, but we want to be able to help them and accommodate them that they can not be burnt out. But someone can experience that as managing and micromanaging. But I have been telling the local organizers both in Troms and Finnmark now, and I even sent papers now, they're going to found Pride in Vardø, yeah, a local group. But I try to tell them that It doesn't have to be a week. It doesn't have to be a year. It can be one day. It can be one event. Please don't burn out, and please do it for more than 1 year. It's hard. People are people, and people have feelings. So I have both tried to accommodate and been interpreted as a controlling bitch, and I have not tried to accommodate and been accused of ignoring, and yeah, it's difficult, but it's the easiest when we can at least have a proper discussion and we can talk together. That's the communication is key. Yeah.
Considering the situation in Russia, is there a future for Barents Pride?
I mean, I hope so, as we all do in the organizer team with Free and Queer World and the partners. But it's, we take it from year to year. We don't take anything for granted. I mean, anything can happen, as we know in the politics of this world. I mean, is Putin going to fall down some stairs and there's going to be a new leader? Is Trump going to fall into an airplane engine? I mean, who knows? It's difficult, but we try, and we start earlier each year to begin the process and to have the framework ready as soon as possible so that we know that we can start inviting and all those paperwork things. But it's a year-to-year thing.
Lars Kaupang, leader of Barents Pride, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Keep on following the Barents Observer, and happy Pride.